How you doing, guys? We're back for another beer review. This is going to be another seasonal offering from the Waterloo Brewing Company, which is Brick Brewing out of Ontario. This is from another one of their sampler packs. This sampler pack is a bit of a rip-off, really, because there's only one new beer in it. Like, there's two of each beer, of course, but there's only one new beer in it, and the other two are their classic IPA or traditional IPA or whatever the fuck they called it, which was okay, and their Pilsner, which was also okay, but they were in previous packs. I don't want to see them again in this pack. I want something new. I want three new beers in the pack. I mean, this isn't a company that makes these big extreme beers that are going to turn off any newcomer to anything. So why not put three different things in there instead of stuff that's more commonly in your lineup? It doesn't make sense to me at all. I would take advantage of a pack like this and, put some really interesting things in there instead of just, beefing them up with previous entries in your lineup. But that's just my opinion. So, this is the Waterloo's Jack Pine Belgian Ale. Alright. Premium beer, blah, blah, blah. 4.2% alcohol by volume. Apparently this is somewhere in the realm of Belgian farmhouse ale or a saison. A canned saison at that, apparently. Spicy fruitiness keeps this refreshing, light, dry, true as Belgian ale roots. Make it in small batches. Keep it true 2 hours. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we'll see what we think. I haven't been too negative on a lot of their beers. Most of their stuff is decent, so see what they do with this. If it's anything like Mill Street's, what the hell was that called? You look back, it's basically a version of a saison farmhouse sort of ale, but more like a French one, I guess, or something like that. But Amber de la Chaudière or some shit like that. That was really good. So if it's anything like that, I'll be impressed. Alright, well, that's fucking clear as hell. Right off the bat, you lose points for that, man, because really, I expect to see some yeast or something floating in there. That's no good. I don't want my farmhouse ales, my Belgian ales at all filtered. Man, there's got quite a bit of carbonation coming up. Alright, it's a nice little head. It's very pale. It looks like a pale lager, light lager kind of thing. Just like the pale straw color kind of thing. So, go right to the aroma. Well, it smells like they've at least got a Belgian yeast strain going on here. I'm getting that slight sweet, slightly candy, slightly banana. A bit of a component of it reminds you of like coriander or something along those lines. Or not coriander. My brain is not working today. I'm not feeling very well, so we'll go. It smells okay. It's slightly musty. It smells kind of like there might be wheat in this. It's got that slightly weedy must to it, kind of dry, and it's got that slight Belgian sort of yeast thing to it, So it smells like, it could be a Belgian wheat beer even. Could be a saison, could be a wheat beer. It could go either way at this point. So we'll go right to the taste. Cheers. cloves. That's what I was gonna say. Um, and the smell, the spice that comes out a bit. Interesting. It's quite watery. Say that right off the bat. It's got a slight sourness to it, which is true to some saisons and farmhouse ales. Definitely moderate interpretations. It's got a slight apple character to it. And it just sort of fades off into soda water. The finish is like almost non-existent. Getting a little bit of sweetness from the yeast in there on the sides of the tongue, kind of bubblegummy. Very light-bodied. I guess it's refreshing, but you know, honestly, there's not a lot of flavor in this at all. It's somewhere on the other side of the coin near that damn Rickard Shandy I had a few weeks back. Like it's got about the same amount of flavor that Rickard Shandy had, where it smelled good. Excuse me, but in the actual taste, it was just very, very faded and almost not there at all. And that's pretty much the same case here. It's just very watery, bland. I mean, there's hints at an actual farmhouse ale in here, like, but it feels like they didn't want to push it any further. They didn't want to go the extra mile and make a real, honest to God interpretation of a farmhouse ale that would maybe scare off some people. And of course, probably a big thing to do with that is the fact that there's no yeast at all floating in this thing. So, I mean, you know, what can you do? It's that's like the same thing with, you know, wheat beers. You filter that shit out, and there goes most of your flavor right there. This is definitely, I can see that might be one of the main reasons this is so just watered down and tasteless. I mean, it's not a bad beer. I mean, it's perfectly drinkable. It can be refreshing on a hot day, but you're not getting really any flavor, and that's the big problem. But it's inoffensive. So 2.5 out of 5, I'd say. I can't go any higher than that. I'll give it a bare pass, but Waterloo's Jack Pine Belgian Ale. It's a real missed opportunity, actually. They could have. There are hints that they were going to make something interesting here, something that might be close to authentic and good, and they just dropped the ball totally. I don't know. Maybe they got scared, or maybe they think this is actually good. I don't know, but it isn't.